Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Ratchet Deadlocked Part 7. We're buying some ammo to fully fill up our ammo before we got off to the next planet. And this next planet is an icy planet, the obligatory ice level that pretty much every video game ever made has. A deadly ice world, which is all deadly and all war-torn. Looks like a place that a battle could have happened at. Maybe that's why Seaman Vox got this to be the next planet we go to, the deadly icy tundra. Kind of like Renvar from the original Star Wars Battlefront, or it's also a bit like World 4 from the original Jumping Flash. I can imagine the music from World 4 from Jumping Flash would fit this level perfectly. I don't think a video I saw on YouTube back in 2012 where someone took Crash Twinsanity and replaced all the music in the game with music from Ape Escape Free. It was called Crash Twinsanity with Ape Escape Free music, and that gave me an idea to make a similar video. A video I still haven't made to this very day yet. It's been 14 years and I still haven't made this video yet, where I was going to take music from Ape Escape Free and put it over Ratchet & Clank Going Commando. I think a lot of music from Ape Escape Free would work perfectly with Ratchet & Clank Going Commando. I was even unaware of the connections that this series had with Ape Escape, most notably the Ape Escape unlockables that could be found in Ratchet Deadlocked and Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal. I didn't even really know much about that, and I was already making headcanons about similarities between Ratchet and Clank and Ape Escape. Sounds like I knew about this. It's like I strangely predicted the future that I'd one day be making videos like this. I mean, people have been known to predict the future. I've been known to predict the future on some occasions. It's only accurate, like maybe, I know it's only accurate like 30% of the time or less, but it's probably the same as if you went to one of those, fortune tellers you see in the mall where they make you pay like $70. They can do topless fortune telling, and it's really just for show, really. It doesn't, and entertainment. It doesn't really do anything real. Kind of like in Mallrats when they did that. They went to the topless fortune teller. Using the rocket launcher, because I know this weapon's going to be one of the best weapons in the game. It's not that strong right now. Look, that's just one regular average enemy, and it took up my entire collection of ammo for the rocket launcher just to destroy him. Maybe using the rocket launcher so much, this monkey is going to get the reputation for being the rocket launcher monkey. And it might trick people or fool people, but for the untrained eye, the rocket launcher is the only weapon that exists in this game. Yeah, the rocket launcher, yeah. This Ratchet guy is really becoming more of a rocket monkey. Sounds like the name of some show that someone introduced me to on Discord. You know, those folks out in Discord land always know about the most insane shows that exist on TV these days. Probably because they grew up in an era where TV started to become a lot more stupid. And channels like Cartoon Network started to air like, stupid shows. The kinds of stuff that rots your brain. They were the original brain rot before this brain rot epidemic began. TV is kind of just as bad as a lot of the stuff that kids supposedly watch these days. Of course, if they aired my videos on TV, we wouldn't have any of these issues at all. Kids would be a lot smarter, they know a lot more, and think a lot better. If they just watch mindless action like this, sure, this action is mindless, but this doesn't rot kids' brains, make kids believe stupid crap that isn't real. Like that McDonald's hamburgers are made from grinded up children, or that TikTok is the best place to go when you want to have all the information you need. Just go on TikTok. This level looks like a very big, challenging level. It's actually not, because there's a helper fill to near the beginning of the stage. It's pretty easy to run back to. And this land stalker, this level is actually quite durable against these other land stalkers and these other enemies, but that's not the case in all the land stalkers. Like earlier we played those land stalker levels and it was pretty challenging, and later we're going to see more land stalker levels that are insanely challenging, almost like Kaizo level insane challenging. And I mean, it's like the land stalker goes against similar targets of what it is, maybe makes it, I don't know. Maybe they just want us to think of the land stalker is more powerful than it actually is. Or maybe it gets upgraded too. I don't know. I don't know if the land stalker gets upgraded. I don't think it does. I don't think the land stalker and the starfighters or anything like that we could fly in this game. I don't think any of them ever get upgraded. At least not that I know of. But you can still get upgrades, nanotech upgrades, when you use them to kill enemies. But it would just be upgrading your nanotech, which I guess is a valuable thing because nanotech is your health. It's the one thing keeping you alive. I mean, even Disruptor had health upgrades that they would just give you at certain points throughout the game. Kind of like if this game just gives you armor upgrades without you having to buy armor. But the game knows you need armor, so it's like, we're not going to make armor optional. You're going to have to buy we're not even going to make you buy, we're just going to give you all the armor. that you need in the game, right as you progress through the game. I know there is some non-linear gameplay in this game too. You don't necessarily have to go to the planets in a specific order. I unlocked more than one planet. Usually unlock 2 at a time. You can do them in any order, but I prefer to do them in the order of the list. I know something tells me if I skip a planet list, I'll go to whatever planet's going to say, oh, you need a certain gadget to get past this thing. But there aren't really any gadgets in this game other than the hyper shots. I guess it's kind of redundant then. I remember a long time ago when I played Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal, I tried going to Quark's Hideout before going to Iridia first because it unlocked it before going to, or I think I locked it at the same time. For some reason I chose Quark's Hideout and it says, oh, you need a gadget you can only find on Iridia. And years later I found out you don't even really need that gadget there. It's a way to cheat the game or glitch out the game so you can get it without the gadget. But of course, I never really knew much about that when I was a kid. Heck, I still don't really know much about that to this very day. We're taking on this icy tundra of a world. And this isn't the hardest level in the game, I don't think. Maybe sure there's going to be some mind-splitting challenges coming up, but I say mind-splitting as in, like, really the strategy is really in what do you attack first? Which way do you go? It's like that's almost is kind of like a puzzle in a way. I mean, that's why this game doesn't have any puzzles in it. This makes you think, oh, maybe I could just go that way, or like, where we're attacking. It sounds like a strategy game. Kind of like the games people in South Korea supposedly play a lot on their PCs will eat ramen, you know, like StarCraft. It's supposedly some kind of strategy game, but oh, what I know. I don't play strategy games that often. I don't really play strategy games at all, really. Unless they're on PC, I don't really play a lot of PC games. Well, yeah, sure, I just recently bought the Star Wars Jedi Knight games on goodoldgames.com, and I kind of did that as a punishment against Steam. I was playing Speed Punks a few months ago, or yeah, like a month or two ago. I was playing Speed Punks on my PC, and Steam randomly came up. I was playing on the Duck Station emulator, and Steam randomly came up and interrupted my game of Speed Punks, and it caused me to lose a race, which ultimately caused me to lose one of the championship tournaments, or the tournaments in the game. Yeah, so I kind of lost something there, all because of Steam interfering with my game. That's not even a game, it's on Steam. Speed Punks isn't even available to buy on Steam. It makes sense why Steam would care if I was playing Speed Punks or not. But I kind of punished Steam for that, for the fact I bought Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, and I also bought those Star Wars Jedi Knight games on Steam, when I could have, I bought them on goodoldgames.com, Steam's greatest competitor. At least that's the only Steam competitor that I know of. I bought them there, instead of buying them on Steam. Take that, Steam. What are they going to find out about that and it's going to start to do things to brick my computer? I think something's trying to brick my phone. My phone's trying to get worse and worse. I used to be able to just connect my Samsung Galaxy A04s phone to my computer, and just right off the bat it would automatically recognize it as a data storage device, so I could transfer data to my phone to my computer, there and back. 2 ways. But now when I connect it, I have to actually manually go into options and settings or something like that, and actually tell it to, connect and transfer data. And sometimes that doesn't even come up at all, so I can't even transfer data anymore. My phone's becoming more and more unreliable all the time. I also tried to open an image on it the other day, a scanned image or something, and it just kept showing a different image that wasn't the image that I selected. Oh boy. Yeah, my phone's starting to become more and more defiant and disobedient. I always think it's something Samsung did on purpose. So it'll make you realize that your phone sucks. If this phone you've had for like 3 years now or so sucks, so it's going to make you want to go out and buy a new one. It's like planned obsolescence, only they actually downright make it suck on purpose. Imagine if Microsoft did that with like a Windows version. Oh wait, they already do that, and they do that before the versions of Windows are discontinued. They still have several years left. I know, it's like Samsung's copying Microsoft in all the worst ways possible. I know they came up with a similar update like that to the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 in 2016. That was that phone that had that battery that exploded. Those were some fun times. Yeah, exploding batteries in your phone. People seem to like that phone, even though the batteries exploded. I only noticed because I read this on Wikipedia when I had nothing to do at work. So I thought, I was gonna do some research on stuff. Let's see what the Samsung Galaxy Note 7 was like. I'll see what the first version of MS-DOS was like. I'll go see what the first version of Microsoft Office is like. Or what about WinZip? Yeah, WinZip is still a thing, and apparently people still like to use WinZip to unzip their files and create compressed zipped files. Yeah, WinZip, it's still a thing, it still exists. And when I first heard we were still using that in 2026, I was like, WinZip. Now that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. A long time indeed. That was the same reaction I had when someone asked me if I had a MySpace account. Oh boy, MySpace. All the stories I heard about that site. I never had a MySpace account before. though MySpace was really before my time. But it was current around the time this game came out in good old 2005, a year that I absolutely despise that everyone else seems to like. But, like years are very, if a year is good or not, it's a very subjective thing. I love the year 2012, but a lot of people seem to disagree with me that 2012 was an awesome year. Since when did 2012 suck? Sure, it had a kind of a bland, it was kind of bland and corporate feeling, at least to me it was, but it still has some of the best memories ever. And you gotta have some of your greatest memories during some of the darkest periods of time in history. Or Dumbledore said something like that in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. And those are words that I live by, at least in the movie he did. I don't remember so much from the book. I haven't read that book in years, but I see the movie all the time. It's actually my favorite Harry Potter movie. I still have my DVD of it that I got from a store way long ago. The DVD was very scratched, and I wasn't sure if it'd work or not. But it did, because my DVD player uses magic to read discs. And yet my disc of Fanboys, my mom's disc of Fanboys looked nowhere near as bad. And it didn't work at all because it was a disc that suffered from disc rot. Damn you, disc rot. Damn you, those cheapskate companies that make their DVDs, biodegrade over so many years because they think they could save a quick buck. But they're not saving a buck at all. They're actually, making people want to, I don't know, like download the movies online somehow or something like that. Encouraging people to do stuff like that. I mean, it encourages me to do stuff like that too when companies do stuff like this. The good thing is when you get killed in this level, it doesn't make you do all the objectives all over again. It's like once you do an objective, it stays permanently cleared. Just like the what do you call them? The puzzles in just like the puzzles in the other Ratchet and Clank games. You don't have to keep doing this over and over again every time you get killed. Thank God they made the game like that. If they didn't make it like that, this would take a lot longer. I'd probably still be working on this level to this very day, as you'd be listening to this commentary, if they made the game like that. I guess the people on Insomniac are not as bad as the people at Naughty Dog when they make games that violate the Geneva Convention, like Jack 2 or Crash Bandicoot 2. Those games that always make those games that are, that go against everything gaming. Well, those games are actually pretty good, but they have their moments. All the games have BS moments. I remember a long time ago I saw a guy talk about how great Star Wars for the NES was, and then he bashed that one level in the game where it's like the Death Star is like made out of spikes, it's like a Mega Man level from hell. The only way you could possibly beat that is if you're Chuck Norris on steroids or something like that. I remember saying that same thing about the game Polestar. How else would you beat Polestar without using save states? I think I'm getting spoiled by using save states so much. Like I'm playing games on emulators so much, I'm starting to forget what it was like to play the games on the real systems when you couldn't use emulators back in the day. Have I spoiled myself? Have I unintentionally made myself into a modern kid that will never know what it was truly like to play games on the real thing? Yeah, well, who could say? I mean, this is very subjective stuff. It's all up to our own, perspectives on things. I'm just gonna get the robots to twist that bolt. Well, you twist my bolt. I'll twist that guy's bolt. Screw him around with this fusion rifle. It's a V6 already. This might be my most used weapon now. It'll probably be the first weapon that'll get fully upgraded. But it might not be my most used weapon in the long run. After the rocket launcher gets fully upgraded, it's gonna put the fusion rifle out of a job. Not that I'm paying it for anything. I don't really pay any of my weapons anything. You technically do when you buy ammo for them, but I don't think they care. I'm still going to be using it a lot because those weapons don't hold a lot of ammo. The only way you could really remedy that problem is if you buy so many weapons, which there are a lot of weapons in this game, but a lot of them are not available right at the beginning, which is why the beginning of the game might actually be harder than the later parts of this game. In fact, I think the earlier parts of this game are some of the hardest parts of this game. Making you do the exam before the course. Simply because you don't have enough weapons. I mean, if you did a New Game Plus or whatever it's called, or Challenge Mode, or that where you retain all your armor and weapons you've earned from before, then that's actually not as hard. Heck, Challenge Mode might actually be easier in the regular mode the more I think of it now because of all the weapons you get. Especially if you got the Rhino. The Rhino puts every other weapon in the game to shame. It just kills everything in this one hit. It was way overpowered in Ratchet & Clank Going Commando, and Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal. It's just like, one shot, and you destroyed a whole legion of enemies. You destroyed a whole screen. You wiped out several screens. Imagine you had like a 2-screen setup and you're playing this game on 2 screens so you can actually see more of what the game is. I don't think that's possible to do that in a game like this. I can imagine there might be games that support something like that in the future. Some sort of like enhanced experience thing. I can also use these. I can also use these new dash boots that I obtained from an earlier mission. Just double tap R1 and there. It actually changes the model of the monkey slightly. The skin, you can actually see where his dash boots are. Now his feet suddenly got replaced with dash boots. Something that never happened in Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal. The model never changes anything like that at all, regardless of what you do. But in this game, it does. Even when you use the magnet boots, I think it does, or the gravity boots, whatever it's called, it does a similar thing. Which you never did in Up Your Arsenal. I actually kind of prefer the monkey from Up Your Arsenal slightly, simply because it was used in the cutscenes, and because its model didn't really change at all with like, you know, the rocket boots or something like that. I don't know why they made that decision, why they decided to change it. Why did they omit this from the Korean version too? Like, did the people in South Korea not like Ape Escape? I mean, not very many Ape Escape games were released in South Korea. Sure, Ape Escape 3 got released there, and that was lost media until last September when I made someone on a what was called a Discord server uploaded to archive.org. I don't know if I'll make videos about that. I already Let's Played Ape Escape 3 like 3 years ago, and as of right now, it currently holds the record for being my Let's Play of the most amount of videos. 29 videos, 29 parts. Will this game beat that record? Eh, probably not. Will a future game probably beat that record? Yeah, it's possible. I do have a lot of plans to make a lot more Let's Plays in the following year and so only time could really tell for that. Only time could really tell as I jump through this maze of lasers and try to dodge everything and blast everything until it's dead. I think that's the last thing. I have to get the robots to twist it around while I guard them, and then I think that's the end of this mission. It is the end of this mission, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to be winning a reward of I'm still alive. No, it's not the reward. The reward is, I think, 7,000 bolts, and I unlocked something new, and yeah, that's about it. Ray Phoenix, signing out.